billionaire finds his maid's daughter hiding to eat leftovers. His reaction will shock you. The mansion was silent, bathed in the soft glow of evening lights, but in the grand kitchen, something caught the billionaire's sharp eyes. A small, trembling figure crouched behind the pantry, trying desperately to hide as she devoured leftover food from yesterday's lavish dinner. His heart skipped a beat, not out of anger but a profound, unexplainable ache. It wasn't just the act itself. It was the innocence, the fear, and the quiet shame etched across her tiny face that gripped him. The girl looked no older than 10, her fingers sticky with sauces meant for a table she could never sit at. It was a moment that could have easily passed unnoticed, but he stood frozen, captivated and horrified all at once. And in that instant, a story of hidden pain, silent struggles, and unexpected compassion began to unfold. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of humanity, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to K and H Stories. Alexander Duval, a man whose name alone carried wealth and influence, had seen the world at its best and worst. Expensive cars, glittering events, and countless accolades surrounded him daily, yet something in him was inexplicably empty. That emptiness had grown numb over the years, until the evening he saw that small girl trembling in his kitchen. He knew her, of course. She was Lily, the daughter of his maid, Maria. A diligent, hard-working woman whose face bore the lines of years spent caring for others while quietly enduring her own hardships. Alexander had seen Maria in the mansion for years, always polite, always professional, never asking for anything beyond her modest wages. Yet, until now, he had never truly seen the world she lived in outside these walls. Lily, unaware that she had been spotted, ate quickly, her small body hunched as if she feared discovery. She had no shoes, her socks worn thin, and her dress, once bright, now seemed faded and frayed. Hunger had forced her to hide and scavenge for scraps, and in that desperate moment, Alexander felt a pull in his chest that he could not ignore. His mind raced with questions and guilt. How could someone with everything fail to notice the struggles right under his nose? How could he have been so blind? The luxury of his life had shielded him from the reality that people like Maria and Lily faced every day. The constant struggle to make ends meet, the invisible battles fought behind closed doors. He quietly approached, making no sudden movements, and knelt a few feet away, letting her finish. Lily's wide eyes, filled with a mixture of fear and surprise, finally met his gaze. For a heartbeat, the room seemed to shrink around them, the noise of the mansion fading into silence. Alexander did not scold her, did not demand an explanation. Instead, he sat there quietly, letting her emotions unravel. In that silent exchange, a bridge formed, a connection born of recognition and empathy. He saw not just a starving child, but a girl with dreams, laughter, and untapped potential, crushed by circumstances beyond her control. The next days were marked by a quiet change in Alexander. He couldn't stop thinking about Lily. He found himself watching her from a distance, noticing the small acts of bravery she performed daily, helping her mother, sharing her tiny meals, trying to keep her dignity intact despite her hunger. He realized that while he had the power to change lives, he had never truly exercised it where it mattered most. The realization was humbling, almost painful. One afternoon, he found Maria in the laundry room, exhausted from a night shift and her own relentless efforts to provide for Lily. He spoke gently, asking her to sit, and for the first time they talked, not about work or chores, but about life, struggles, and dreams. Maria spoke softly, trying not to burden him with the harsh realities of their world, but Alexander insisted, listening intently as her words painted a picture of resilience, sacrifice, and unwavering love. He felt both admiration and shame, realizing how much he had taken for granted. That conversation would become the turning point. Alexander decided to take action quietly, without fanfare. He ensured that Lily never went hungry again, providing meals, warm clothes, and a safe space for her to study and play. Yet more than the material help, he offered attention and encouragement. He watched as her eyes, once dulled by hunger and fear, began to sparkle with curiosity and hope. He arranged tutors, small joys, and experiences that allowed her to dream beyond her current circumstances. Slowly, the mansion transformed from a place of silent indifference into a sanctuary of care, understanding, and opportunity. Yet it was not all smooth. Lily's pride and fear often made her wary of his kindness. She would sometimes hide, retreating into herself as if fearing charity or pity. Alexander learned patience, learning that the real act of compassion was not simply giving, but earning trust, listening without judgment, and standing by someone quietly, faithfully. He discovered that the heart of generosity is as much about presence as it is about resources. Months passed and Lily blossomed. She laughed more freely, spoke with confidence, and even began helping her mother in ways that no longer felt like a burden. Alexander watched, sometimes from afar, sometimes up close, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment he had never known in all his years of success. He realized that true wealth is measured not by possessions, but by the ability to touch lives, to create moments of profound impact, and to nurture the growth of someone else. One evening he found Lily in the garden, playing with a small notebook she had been given for her writing. She looked up at him, eyes shining, and handed him a page. On it, she had drawn a picture of her family, smiling and full of hope. In that instant, Alexander understood that his life had shifted forever. What began as a shocking, almost painful glimpse into suffering had become a journey of transformation, not just for Lily, but for himself. He had been awakened to the true meaning of empathy, responsibility, and love. If this story has touched your heart, please show your support by liking, commenting, and sharing this video with friends and family. Your engagement helps us continue bringing these heartfelt stories to life. Before we end, I would love for you to comment below on what act of kindness has ever changed your life. Small or big, your story matters. Alexander's journey with Lily and Maria became a testament to the power of noticing, caring, and acting. What started with a simple act of hiding to